And we are following breaking news from Jefferson County, where there's been a deadly shooting outside the courthouse in Beaumont. One person is dead, 3 others are injured, and the terrifying scene described by one judge as pandemonium. The accused shooter, though, is in custody, and a judge tells Local 2 the shooter is Bartholomew Granger. Investigators say he ran over his daughter with his truck, then he opened fire, hitting her, his ex-wife, and 2 other people with bullets. Good afternoon, I'm Ian Page.
And I'm Dominique Saxa in for Rachel today. Local 2 has learned that Granger was on trial for raping his daughter. As we said, the shooting happened east of Houston in Jefferson County at the courthouse right there on Pearl Street near Gilbert. That's where Local 2's Phil Archer is joining us live. Phil, we all listened into that news conference today. Not much new information released. I'm wondering what you're learning there on the scene.
Actually, Dominique, we have moved. This is at the police station. That's where they held the press conference just a few minutes ago. And Carol Riley with the Beaumont Police Department was holding that presser, giving us whatever the latest information they have as they continue to sort through the evidence in a very large crime scene. What we know is this, that at about 11:20 this morning, shots were heard outside the Jefferson County Courthouse. That's just a block from the police station here. So county and city officers responded immediately. As many as 8 of them began exchanging gunshots with a man identified by sources to us as 41-year-old Bartholomew Granger. Now, Granger was allegedly armed and firing from his truck on the street in front of the building. Police confirmed that he shot 4 people, including his ex-wife, his daughter, and 2 bystanders. Shot them, we are told, with an AK-47 assault rifle. Police confirm one of those people is dead. This is Beaumont Police Department's Carol Riley.
At 11:21 was the initial shooting in front of the Jefferson County Courthouse. SWAT was called out at 11:32 as the suspect ran into a business at 1110 Natchez Street. And then by 12 noon, the suspect was in custody.
Granger was wounded in the shootout, and as you heard her just say, he ran from his truck. The truck disabled also in the shootout by police. As you heard her just say, he ran from the truck into a nearby office building, and there was a very real concern there for a while that he might try to take hostages. But police negotiators were able to move in, talk him into giving up his rifle, and talk him into surrendering. He was wounded, as I said. He is now in a local hospital in stable condition. Now, Granger was on trial at the courthouse, and that is likely the motive for the shooting, though police are not confirming any of that yet. He was charged, or is charged, with sexually assaulting his daughter. That apparently happened some years ago. She testified in the trial when it started Tuesday. The shooting today happened during a break in the trial proceedings, and we're told that Granger had been in the courtroom up until then, and then the next time he was heard from was in the front of the courthouse with a rifle in his hand. We're expecting another update here from Beaumont Police shortly. As soon as we have it, we'll have it back to you. Reporting live from Beaumont, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Local 2.
Thank you, Phil. In the meantime, Local 2 has been digging into the background of the accused courthouse shooter. Who is this guy? Here's what investigator Stephen Dean has uncovered coming up at 5 o'clock.
That suspected courthouse shooter's family has deep ties to Houston and this home on the northeast side. Police investigated a sexual assault on a little girl here, and a relative of that suspected shooter was arrested at this same home for sexual assault. And the family filed a lawsuit in Houston federal court calling the entire police investigation leading up to today's violence a witch hunt that they equated to Nazi Germany. Now, in their court filings, they seem to get more and more agitated with every single piece of paperwork that they file. A live report with the latest in that courthouse search that we've been doing all day. That's coming up at 5 o'clock. Reporting from Northeast Houston, Stephen Dean, KPRC Local 2.
Local 2 investigator Amy Davis continues our team coverage now. She joins us live in the newsroom. And Amy, there's been a history of violence at this Jefferson County courthouse.
Well, Ian, there has. That's why one judge told us today that the sound of gunfire at that courthouse, while jarring, was all too familiar.
It was 1992. 33-year-old Kathy Lee Rideau Smith was gunned down by her ex-husband, a Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy in uniform, as she walked into the courthouse, allegedly to file a complaint on him. The scene eerily similar to today's, and Judge Larry Gist, who has served as a judge in the county for more than 25 years, says there's good reason.
Unfortunately, there's some bad people in this world, and not a whole lot of happy things happen at a courthouse. If you ever think about it, you pay taxes, you get a divorce. Not much good happens inside a courthouse. So it's a prime place to bring people's emotions to the top of their level.
Judge Gist described an earlier shooting in his courtroom when he said 2 capital murder suspects got the bailiff's gun and a shootout ensued. In the late 90s, Jefferson County commissioners installed metal detectors at the entrance to each courtroom, and they upgraded the security in 2006. But Judge Gist said no amount of security could prevent a criminal hell-bent on doling out his own form of justice.
It's very unfortunate. It's tragic. But unfortunately, we deal with a lot of those folks down here in the criminal justice system.
Now, that security upgrade 6 years ago just put law enforcement officers at the main and only entrance to the courthouse, along with a screening station. The suspect never made it that far today since the shooting happened outside the courthouse. Live in the newsroom, I'm Amy Davis, KPRC Local 2.